fert's getting loaded up. Kevin was just filling up with diesel. I'm just feeding the animals, and then we'll see what's happening after that. Just getting loaded up with fert this morning. Then Kevin's going to head along with the fert spreader along the road. There's a few bits to do. There's a load of fertiliser just gone along the road on the flatbed trailer for spreading today. So that's this fella, tagged and castrated. We'll let him back to the mother. She's getting a bit twitchy. Nice calf though, big calf. These are some outside seating brollies. We put them away for the winter, we wrap them in silage wrap. Keeps them clear of dust and stew, but back out now. There we go, this is our outside seating area. These huts are heated, there's 4 of them. And there's outside seating here and along here. They're just taking the brollies off now. Wee children's kitchen. Cook up some mud pie. Goes in with a wee John Deere's. That's the best John Deere we'll ever have. The answer to yesterday's question was the mirrors used to look at the hitch from the cab. So you can look out there, look down, and then you can see where you line up to put on trailers and whatnot. Although we don't use it that often, so whenever you go to look out the back to look down at the hitch, it's always dirty and you can't see a thing. Potato guys, they're just about finished. That's diesel bowser and fertiliser, liquid fert in that trailer. The last of the seed boxes over there. We've had an issue with the lawnmower recently. It's not going into drive. Something's up with the, don't know if it's a mechanism between this and it's a hydro box in the back or just a box, so I can't figure it out, so I'm taking it to get looked at. Got it strapped down, that's holding it back the way, that's holding it forward, handbrake's on, dog's coming off the trailer. We're getting some fertiliser spread on the sunflowers over there. I've just been to collect some carrots from Fife at my uncle's. There's a 4-legged one. These are for the farm shop, for selling in the farm shop and soups and all sorts. They do grow in all shapes and sizes. This is one that grew wrapped around that one. Wee spirally carrot. All sorts. Still got one more cow to calf, the one on the right there. This one on the left's already calved. Last one to go. She's taking her time. Calves are looking well. Grass is now starting to grow, so they're munching some of that. Cows are pretty content. Nice hot sunny day. We're just waiting on the hen feed guy arriving to bruise the wheat that's in there, mix it with soil, limestone and minerals for the hens. So we've tipped that up, step ladder so he can put his hose in to suck it all up so we don't spill more on the ground. Had to get the tractor around the back of there, a really tight gap. I have a tight squeeze on the new trailer. Didn't hit it though. Don't want to put a scratch on this. That's the harbour lorry there. We're just away down to the hen sheds to fix a wee bit on the hoppers where the feed goes before he fills them up again. Doug and Kevin over there just chopping more logs. So what the problem is, this is one of the silos for one of the hen sheds. There's another silo over there, and these get filled with hen feed, and it all travels up that pipe with an auger into the feeding track in the hens, and we use this chute to take out bags of hen feed to sell in the shop, so the people in the shop are getting the exact same mix as our hens are, and that makes a good quality egg. And basically the slider on this won't shut fully, so it's all been leaking everywhere recently when it's been getting used, because it sometimes doesn't shut properly. So I'm just going to have a fiddle about with it now because the hopper's empty, so it won't end up spilling a big pile down here. As it closes up, oh yeah, bandit! Just fell through a pallet. Anyway, that's that closing a lot better now. Shouldn't leak at all. The harbour guy will just mix up some food, fill it up. The way he fills it up, actually, quite smart. He attaches his machine to this pipe that runs all the way up to the top, and he just blows it all the way up in the top, and then it fills all the way up. Exactly the same on the other side. Big pile of logs gone. More logs in boxes over there as well. And seat still here. 20 quid will take it. That's the bruiser there. These two hoppers on the right, they're the mixing hoppers. So he draws in the wheat, soya, limestone and an oil. The wheat's bruised and then it's all cycled together and mixed. He then takes it down to the hen sheds and blows it into the hoppers down there. Question of the day. What is this? A pink bit on the end. So with this container so far, I've put some wheels on it to tow it about. I've cut a hole in it. I've framed the hole I cut out. I've also almost finished framing the cutout, which is then going to hinge along the top here. It's going to be a door. I'm just in the process of doing my final cut on this exterior door. So this is a jig my friend came and made. That'll be why it's squint if it is squint. And it goes, it'll go there. I'll run my plasma cutter along the edge of that, shift it along, do the same all the way along, and I'll produce a dead straight line all the way across, which I can then box off. About halfway along this cut, the guide's working pretty well, pretty much bang on. There'll be a bit of slag, it's called, left over, which is basically these bits that hang off, and so that'll need ground off to make it flat completely, but so far I'm pretty chuffed. I videoed that behind a piece of glass. Did the job. That's the pipe that soaks up the wheat, which goes in and gets mixed with the soil, limestone and oil. I was just heading along the road to do a load of wheat, and the forklift's gone into kind of limp mode. So my brother's just bringing down the forklift from along here, and I'll quickly swap with him, get along the road, do that load of wheat, and he can take this up the road and we'll get it looked at tomorrow morning. Change of forklift and we're off again. Just on the farm road at the moment. Get onto the main road and one load to do. Very late, so sorry lorry driver. The grape's all in flower now, big sea of yellow. This is the last of the wheat left in this store. We had a good bit left, but we sold most of it. We use most of what's here for hen feed until the new crop comes in at harvest time. So this should keep us going. We'll cart it all back home just in the next couple of days when we get time to. This older forklift's just not as good at loading lorries. Does the job, but it's got a much smaller hydraulic pump, so the hydraulics are a lot slower. Also, the joystick controls are on separate levers, whereas the new one, it's got one joystick with toggle buttons, so you can do it all in a oneer rather than 3 levers, which you can only do one at a time. So it just speeds you up a lot more in the new one. Also, the capacity for this one is a bit lower than the new one. The new one's 3.6 ton to 6 meters, whereas this, I'm not sure what it is, but it's definitely less. So when you got a full bucket, it's a bit more unsteady when you extend it up in the boom up extended. This also has lesser capacity than the other forklift. The other one's a 53660, so that's 3.6 ton to 6 meters. This, I'm not sure what it is, but it's definitely less than that. I just actually went and found out. This is a
526, so it's a 2.6 tonne, and its reach is 5.54 metres, and the other one's a 536, so it's a 3.6 tonne to 6 metres. So it's an extra tonne of capacity and an extra 15 centimetres on the other one, with a much bigger hydraulic pump as well. So it's got bigger capacity and faster controls.
That's what we're looking for. Some more rain, please. It'll give the crops a good soaking, and they're needing it. They're needing it to really dry. The whole country's dry, but we're not really worried about the whole country. We're worried about this part of the country, that field right there, and the rest.